It's a journey, y'all. It's called The Journey Within. That's what my friend said to me. She said,
Genius.
there's no greater journey than the journey within.
Yo, what's good? What's good? Guys, before I came on here, I was just getting a whole lot of downloads. It's been a lot, honestly. I've just been, in a little bit of silence, and I've been getting downloads over like the last couple of days, and yeah, I feel like this is gonna be quite a lot, right? But I've been noticing a bunch of signs, a bunch of synchronicities, and I just feel like it's a lot, man. There's so much happening. I think this new year is gonna be crazy. I feel like the energy is still in a transition. It kind of like links to what I spoke about a few readings ago about like, the seasons, the cycles, the phases, and in between phases, there's, the movement, But I'm just gonna share a bunch of downloads that I got over the last few days, and I've asked Spirit to also, of course, come through, help and assist with this reading. And I'm just gonna share all these things that have been coming through, and let's see what we got. Let's see what we're working with, yeah. But as always, I just want to thank God, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, guardians, beings, all forces wishing us well. Thank you for being here. Thank you for this channel. Thank you for everyone watching me. Thank you for me. Thank you for you. Thank you for us coming together, spreading that love, spreading that light. And we are also aware of the dark. We integrate, the love, the hate. We don't disintegrate us. We just learn. We discern, because it's time to earn. We're in the abundance era, right? So I mentioned that like in the next few readings I would like use more cards, and today I brought out a different deck. So it's called the Liquid Crystal Oracle, and I got this one around the same time that I got the previous deck, which was like that new tarot card deck. But I opened up this box and I split the deck on a particular card, and that was like the final confirmation that told me like, okay, cool, it's go time. You need to start sharing this download that you got, and it's time to like just start connecting the dots, connecting the pieces. I just saw 2:30 on the timer and 2:32, 2:33. Okay, let me stop looking there. Then 2:34, of course. But it's like, that's the thing. It's like now everything is, aligning step by step, like coming together and everything, right? But I split the deck on this card over here, which is Jade. So this Oracle deck is pretty much, I was about to say pretty much. I don't know why, but okay, maybe that might make sense at some point. But anyway, and it speaks to, this Jade card says dream work. And the first thing I thought of was AKA Dreamer. Welcome to the big leagues. Looking at the spreadsheet, see they increase. My boy, it's kind of crazy when I think that AKA's passed away. Rest in peace, bro. But energy is energy, and for that to come through, and the confirmation that I got is this, and it connects to the last couple of readings that have been on the channel, right? So this will make sense. There's something about the dreams, and I'm going to get to that, but I feel like this is just a precursor to what's about to happen. I feel like with all the channelings and the downloads that are happening, I might just jump from topic to topic, different things, and I think it was very important that I do write down some of these things, because it can just like bring me back, keep me grounded, and kind of give a little bit of structure to the message. But I'm a vessel for Spirit, and I'm just gonna allow Spirit to cook right now, so I'm just availing myself to deliver this message through what has been downloaded as well as what I've experienced, right? So anyways, in the last 3 readings I noticed some synchronicities in them, and it's like one like overarching message throughout them, and I was like, I was blown away actually about how we were getting different like pieces or aspects, or I was about to say different spirits of the message, different like energies, ghosts, if you want to call it that, But anyways, in the last 3 readings, all of them had the Ace of Pentacles. If that is not a bigger sign that we are in a new season and we're still breathing, hey, you know what we're doing? We're out here, you know. Yo, it's a new energy, guys. There's a new energy out here right now, and this energy is loud. It's loud. Our ancestors are loud. Our guardians are loud. Universe, spirit, God, whatever you view the great source to be, or even source, like whatever you want to call it, the energy is loud, and this new energy is here. And if anything, you know, when I think about how I've channeled it in those different readings, it's being grounded, it's been introduced, it's been ushered in, it's being confirmed, it's being validated. But we are definitely in a new era, a new time, a new paradigm. So any state of consciousness, any state of of our being, or even consciousness, like conscious, subconscious, right? Everything is just like changing, integrating. So, you know, even when I was getting like itches and stuff, it's like there's a lot of things that are just happening right now, you know, energetically, spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally. It's like every state of our being is being like dealt with. And how that came through to me is that like God is dealing with the residue because of these past energies, the things that we no longer resonate with. We have evolved to the point where the energy around us, our circumstances, our environment has to change to match the work that we've done inside. So I speak to this because I can relate to it, but I know you, me, the collective, we are all moving in this energy together. Like, it's a new season, guys. It's a new cycle. It's a new phase. So the Ace of Pentacles, 3 readings in a row. I think it's different decks as well, if I think about it. Yes, actually 3 different decks, all of them Ace of Pentacles. And I mean, these decks get shuffled, but of course I always say I'm led, and like one reading connects to the next. I remember in the one reading I was saying that like the third eye is getting charged, and in the following reading, like where I like pulled out the card on the third eye chakra stone, it's literally like thunderbolts, and I was like, whoa, what's going on, bruh? And mind you, I'm only catching these things like in replay, like, yo, bro, like you were cooking, spirit was cooking, there was a lot happening here, you know. But as always, I'm just happy to be the vessel for the message, and I'm just proud that I can bring it forward and I can understand it. And you know what, I'm just getting a side download now, is that like for everyone who is actually watching me, supporting me, seeing me on this journey, you being on this journey, just supporting me, this channel, just all of this, thank you so much. Like, I really do appreciate you. I'm just seeing 751 there. Like, it really means a lot to me that there's a community that's building here. So do like, do subscribe, share, comment, whatever it is. But yeah, let's just continue doing what we do, you know. You know, I'm getting this image, of course, there's like a giraffe behind me, and Spirit's telling me now that like it's like the journey that we take, you know. A animal needs to free itself at some point, you know. I'm even thinking, okay, I'll get back to this giraffe, but I want to say this kind of a story. I told you it's gonna jump around, right? So just hold it, just bear with me. There's this story that I heard, I think it was Infinity, right? So she was saying something about like how when a elephant was really young, it was like introduced to a zoo, and it had been tied to like a pole or like some structure, and it was a small elephant. So anytime it tried to walk away, it would get to a certain distance and then it would be pulled back or held back because of this rope that it was tied to, right? But eventually, over time, this elephant grows and it becomes like a huge elephant. Now it's big, it's huge. But because of that programming that it had over time, that it can only go up to a certain distance, even in its matured, advanced, grown state, it would still only go to a certain point and stop there, because it believed that that was its threshold, that was its limit. And at this point, the elephant is so big that it can actually overpower the structure. Imagine an elephant being tied to a tree, but at first the tree is stronger than it, but at a certain point it is stronger than the tree, but then the programming leads it to believe that things are just like this. This is just how it is. But what is being brought forward is that challenge to say like, yo, once you see yourself, once you know yourself, then you can break out of the programming, the paradigm, the system, go from one phase being in the zoo to going into the wild. And what helps this elephant see that there was more was that there was one day where it looked outside of the cage and it saw other animals running free. And there was like an energy that came up within it that stirred up or spurred up within it, that like of freedom, of excitement, that like, wow, I wonder what that would be like. And instead of dimming that feeling down, it actually went further and explored it, and it built up the courage to break free from this tree. But at this point, because it was so used to the programming, it just needed to build up that courage, that belief that it actually could. And the moment that it did, it realized like, what? Like, I can do this? You know what I mean? And that relates to the second card that I pulled. You know, it's like here, it's Tiger's Eye, and it says personal power in action. Because, you know, we need to know our power. We need to know that we can put our power into action. You know, when I thought about this, I even brought my Tiger's Eye close to me. I'm not wearing it, but I decided to keep it close. And Spirit's telling me that there's a message in that too, you know, like keep your power close, call your power back. And if anything, you know what, I'm gonna put it on right now. Because I understand that granted my power is within me, but I think me pulling it close was an indication that like I was this elephant in a sense, you know, or the collective energy is like that we are all awakening. We are all at a point where we can step up, become, evolve, if we just know it. But you know what, even if I take it off, even if I just was to put it back there, I'm still me, I'm still continuing, I'm still in the channel, I'm still in the vibe, because the power's within. You know what I mean? So we can use these tools, gang. We can use these things, and they are great. It's a frequency, helps us channel, helps us do all these wonderful and amazing things. But ultimately, what's going on in here? You know? And coming back to the giraffe, you know, it reminds me of the hermit. Because the hermit is about the journey within. It's about the self-reflection. You know, like this particular giraffe is like looking down, you know. Most of the time it's up here, it's like high vibe, you know, bird's eye view type of a thing. It's not flying, but it sees everything from up here. But there are some times when we're gonna look down and see these low vibrational things that are like trying to pull us and get at us. But because the legs are so high, because the energy is so high, you eventually are gonna go back up to where you need to be. The big elephant is not small anymore. There's no way back. There's no turning back now. We've come too far to backtrack, honestly, guys. And that's exactly what I'm trying to say, you know. Interesting. It was just, it's 111 on my timer right now. It's actually 10:11, but I was like, oh, wait, there's just like ones there. That's crazy. But, you know, for the past couple of days, I actually kept this Tiger's Eye in surrounding this limonite crystal. This is actually like spirit quartz and limonite together. Let me just like bring it a bit closer so you can check it out. It's like got some yellows, browns. So of course you can see like, you know, a bunch of sacral energy, a whole bunch of yellows, personal power, like this is saying. But you know, just looking at what limonite is about, you know, I didn't want to forget this. It speaks to mental stability, clear intuition, and it's going to reverse the aging process, and it also aids one in inner child work. How crazy is that? Like, how crazy is that? It's like almost like, you know, like in the previous reading, how I was speaking to like how the incense, like you see all the smoke was like going to the left, which was getting something from the past, and then kind of refining it and then bringing it into the future, getting it out of the jade, remember? So I'm saying these things because they relate to the previous readings, but as always, please take what resonates. These are collective readings. I just saw 1444. And if you do feel so inclined to go check out the previous readings, you're more than welcome. I believe that there's a ongoing story. There's energy is at work. Energy is in action. So, you know, like I'm saying, we're getting different spirits, different aspects, different dimensions of this thing because, you know, like, oh shit. Okay, I just dropped it there for a second. I can show you this crystal, right? You only see this side. I can tell you what's on this side. And if we were to put it this way, now there's somebody on this side, there's somebody on this side, and again, different perspectives. We're all seeing something different, right? But that's what was happening. We were getting like this whole 360, 720, like whatever you want to call it, we were getting all of that. And interestingly, I'm talking about the sides, and that's also what came through in those previous readings. That the energy that's being dealt with is all around us, in every part of our being, in everything in our lives, where we work, our family, our friends, our home, within us, in our minds, in our bodies, nervous system, digestive system. Listen, it's all connected because that's what we're doing. We're doing energetic work, right? We're on this journey within. You know, as I'm thinking about this, I'm also thinking about how like Spirit has been telling me about people, or showing me people that I shouldn't help. People that are like ultimately there to teach us certain things and that we shouldn't spend so much time on. And it, you know, there's this toss up of like whether I can't help them or rather shouldn't help them, you know. And I think, you know, being someone who is like guided, somebody who has a gift, you know, for me to even say that, because I tread lightly because I don't want to gas myself up, but I know I'm that nigga. I know I'm that beat, you know, because I can even say that because I know there's my masculine, I know there's my feminine, I know they're working together, they're being integrated. But then, you know, with me not acknowledging or stepping into power, I kind of like gaslight myself into certain situations where I could also dim my own light, and that's whack. That's so whack, because then I would end up going against my intuition. But then Spirit is clearly showing me like, yo bro, your energy is currency, dog. So why are you gonna, like what I wrote down here, spend like time on people whom I respect but don't respect me? Like, can we please make that make sense? I respect you, but you don't respect me. But then I can see that you need help. So why must I help you if you can't even like, we can't even see each other? The frequency, the energy is not aligning, bruh. Because clearly I see something in you that you don't even see in yourself. And here I am thinking, okay, I'm the light, I'm the beacon, I'm the lighthouse. All these boats are gonna look for this light, and hey, here I am, I'm shining. But if I'm gonna gaslight myself into dimming my light, then I'm not even the example or the vessel that I've been destined to be. But now when I shine bright and then there's people hating on me or wanting to dim my light, then like, come on, bro. Like, come on, like make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense. Like, I don't give a shit anymore. I'm so done. Like this year, I was thinking with you guys. We're not begging anybody to see us. We're not begging anybody to like come to us, like acknowledge us. Because honestly, if I respect you and you don't respect me, but then I can see that like from my intuition, from all my clairs, from all my psychic and whatever abilities that I have, which more being unlocked, right? Trust me, I can feel it. Because like I said, being a new energy, there's new things happening right now. I've been having so much deja vu, oh my gosh. Like, I'm getting so many confirmations, so many synchronicities that, bro, this is the time. But anyways, if I'm getting all these signs and synchronicities about people that I need to not help, even though I want to, I also have to understand that there's like a message. Oh, I just remembered, chill bro, relax. I just remember that there's like many people that I actually shouldn't help, and instead I should be so observant of those situations that I'm just gonna learn the lesson, that I'm just gonna be aware of like, okay, what is this actually about, and what is Spirit actually trying to get across to me in this engagement, in this interaction. People who don't see themselves or are not willing to do the work to grow or go on the journey with Him. I must tell you, it is so unattractive these days to be around people who don't see themselves. Honestly, fuck, it irritates the fuck out of me. Honestly, after all the work that I've done to become, to embody, to embrace, to integrate, when I can see someone who is on the verge of their own breakthrough, or like a roaches, quote unquote fake woke, claiming to be spiritual, claiming to be aware, claiming to be conscious, but they're not doing the things, bro. They're not putting that time in, they're not putting that work in, and I'm just really? Houseway? Make it make sense, bro. And were we not talking about that as well in the previous reading, that it all has to make sense? Because not only is it making sense in terms of clarity and understanding, but because our energy is currency, are we really, really going to give our energy and our time to people who don't even know themselves? Who are not even willing to know themselves? Who are not even willing to ask for help? Who are not even willing to humble themselves and be oh shit, you were actually brought into my life to teach me something, to activate me, to illuminate a trait within me that I need to work on. Because I've acknowledged that the people that I'm introduced to, or that are introduced to me, there's an exchange. I'm gonna highlight something in them, and Spirit is also teaching me something about them, or there's just some exchange that needs to happen through them, whether it's a lesson, a blessing, you name it, but there is something that needs to happen. A healing as well. I mean, these hands heal people, these words heal people. I am very, 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 very much aware that my energy is lit, bro. But again, I don't gas myself. I don't go around telling everybody yo, I'm that nigga, I'm him. But I know I'm him. But I'm no longer waiting for you to tell me that. I'm no longer looking for this outside world to validate me. Because what's that verse? I think it's 2 Corinthians or something. 4 verse 18, speaking about how we don't focus on what is seen, because what is seen can change. But we focus on what is not seen, because that is eternal, and that is what God is ultimately. So if I'm gonna focus on the world, if I'm gonna focus on you, bro, for my answer, for my confirmation, dizzy, bro, dizzy. And that's what people want us to do, to focus on them, to pour into them our currency, and just and I'm just nah, bro, we're not cooking like that. Okay, so yeah, oh goodness gracious. Give me a second. Okay, sorry, I just needed to get some tissue. My throat was going off there for a second. This is an activation in itself, clearly. But I've just been jumping in between different things, but it's fine. I want to go back to, the synchronicities between all of these different readings for the past few days. So the first one that I mentioned again, all of those readings had Ace of Pentacles, right? The second one was images of mermaids and ram, Capricorn. And I was whoa, okay, yes, Capricorn, yeah. We were getting in the full moon reading, there was a Capricorn merged with a mermaid, and in the other reading there was that Mentakin card, and it showed a mermaid on a hill, type of a thing, or mountain, whatever you want to call it, or even mountains. Goodness gracious, mountains has also been coming through. Oh wow, that just came through right now. But the signs, the synchronicities that have been coming through. I mean, I even saw okay, now you see I'm jumping, guys. Goodness gracious. Let's just go with it, right? I saw a grasshopper. I saw a lizard. When I saw the lizard, I was like, yo, this is Michael, bruh. And I just knew, like, Michael, like Archangel Michael. Like, I'm seeing a lizard, and the first word that comes to mind is Michael. Guys, my clairaudience is going off. Like, I'm just hearing things. I'm seeing things. Like, just looking around, and it's like, did I just see something? But I got a confirmation today that there's like some new things being unlocked right now. Like, whoa, you know, and I want to like understand this thing. I want to explore this thing because, you know, if I don't embrace it, then what, you know? But anyways, I'm telling you, there's some new energy being unlocked right now, and yo, I just want to embrace it all. I just want to see it all. I think it's gonna be so dope. But yeah, mermaids and the ram, you know, it's like the water and the earth, you know, the water is on the earth, like the globe, you know, that's where we are on the earth, right? But I think this energy is very grounded. Like I was saying, Ace of Pentacles, the energy is grounding, but then it's also in flow, it's in motion. In these readings, there was also reminders to chill, relax, and make time for silence. Whoa, like, yo man, that has been kind of tough because of like intuition going off so much and like thinking about all these different things, like, okay, new year, new season, we're still breathing, post, work, do your readings, help yourself, help other people, like, yo bro, cook, gym, clean, like, whoa, just live, just be, just breathe, just plan, like. But you know what? It's all happening, right? And the importance in all of that chill, relax, silence, it's a matter of saying, that's where the guidance is gonna come in. That's where the grounding of this energy comes in. Because, you know, the more time I've spent in silence, goodness gracious, it's like, just allow yourself to get bored one time. And these downloads, these messages start to come in, and you know, as I thought about sharing this message, Spirit was like, yo, tell them what you do, because I think somebody needs to hear this. So I was not adept at spending time in silence. And even now, I have to remind myself, like, yo, bro, like, chill, like, just relax, just switch off everything, just be you, you know? And it's like finding comfort or solace in the silence, right? And that came from like doing different things in silence. So sometimes I'm silent and I meditate. So I mean, there was a time when I could only meditate for like 5 minutes, and now I can like go like hours plus if I put myself to it and I make the time for it. There are times when I'm in silence and I just listen to my thoughts. I don't judge them, I don't question them, I just write everything down. It's like word vomiting or like brain vomiting, if you want to call it that. Just get the thoughts out, release them, you know. So I journal. And then, what did I write here? Oh, breath work. Goodness, like, whoa, that is dope. Very good companion to the meditation. But you know what? Just like sitting there and intentional breathing. Like, yo, I'm breathing. I'm gonna inhale, and like, you know, just go check out something called box breathing as well. It's like, you know, you inhale for a certain amount of time, hold it for a certain amount of time, exhale for a certain amount of time, and then chill without inhaling, and then all over again, you know. There's different things that you can do, like for breath work, different things you can do for meditation. So check out like Deepak Chopra, Wim Hof, and again, just find something that resonates with you. I feel like you're gonna really just get to it. But again, the journaling, I think perhaps has been like the most important thing for me. Not only because I'm a writer and I'm a creative, but like because, and I overthink so much and I'm getting all these downloads and channels so much, it's like, fuck bro, just get it out. Just like let it not sit all in this third eye crown space, and just like, okay, boom, okay, space is clear, now next thing, you know what I mean? So it at least kind of like gives me a view of like, okay, these are the downloads, and I can actually like start seeing the connections between them. But then I don't also have to like circle around those thoughts so much. And I think that's what helps with the silence, is that you end up realizing like, what is your body actually telling you? What is your intuition telling you? And going back to review those notes, those journals, or like I'm saying in my case, I reviewed the readings and I was like, whoa, bro, do you realize what the hell's going on here? Like, you're getting the same message in 3-4 different ways, and you are seeing which aspects of it are like contributing in the same energy, but like, you know, the sides. And I kept mentioning that we're getting the same thing from different sides, because the energy is the energy. What's yours, it's yours. Who I am, who you are, whose source is infinite. We can't define this thing. We can't minimize this thing or make it finite, right? Another synchronicity that came through was like about love and trusting, and not only like loving ourselves, but like operating from love, letting love lead. I think it's so important, especially with like, you know, the journey that I've taken, is that as much as I want to love, Spirit is also going to tell me about people not to help. And that to me is, now I understand, it's actually a form of love, because, you know, it's like sometimes love is like tough love. You know, you have to let some people go do things themselves, because some people don't look at other people's experiences and decide to learn from them. They need to learn those things themselves. You know, I'm reminded of like us as souls, you know, the eternal beings, that we chose this life, these forms, to come here to earth to learn specific lessons. And we cannot be the conduit for other people's lessons. We can't take away their opportunity to grow and learn by trying to show up and overextend ourselves for them. Like, come on. You know, and that is another form of love, that I let you figure it out yourself. And a part of me started to think like, okay, but extend your hand. Maybe I feel guilty for not helping them. I gaslight myself. I dim my light. I put myself in a lower position. I will stoop down. Even though I'm on these I'm on this platform, gang. You know, I will stoop down to help those who are, you know, still trying to come up. And it's not a bad thing. Trust me, it's not a bad thing. It's beautiful. But there are people who actually need it. There are people who actually are gonna take what you have and you plant the seed in them, and they're gonna water it. You don't have to now tell them, put it in sunlight, water it every day, check the fertilizer. Like, yo, no. Like, spiritual work is your own spiritual work. You know, and just thinking back to that verse that I was mentioning, 2 Corinthians 4:18, it's like, we know the importance of God's promises. We know the importance of like the spiritual truths, rather than what is like, you know, of matter. You know, I'm even getting like mind over matter right now. It's like, these things are transient, bruh. It's like, they fickle, they can change. But God has been true, source has been true, the universe has been true, energy don't lie, dog. That has been true. And you know, like, how crazy it is when like there's a truth, right? Once the truth is known about me, about you, about the situation, anything, the truth is just waiting to like blow up. It's waiting to be heard. The spirit of truth, the energy of truth, the ghost of truth. It's like Casper. It's going to be seen at some point. It's going to be seen. It's going to be experienced. It's going to be heard at some point. For a long time, I've been anticipating certain pieces of information making their way to me. And I realized like, yo, as much as I can feel that there's a lot happening in this auric field around me, or that there's these projections coming at me or towards me, it's because of my energetic current. It's because of my light that I'm being called upon and dragged and pulled into these different situations, things and whatever. It's because they know the value of my currency, of my energy. And if I don't even see that myself, then I'm just gonna like spend it, pour it, give it to things, people, places, situations that are just usurping, slurping. They're just gonna like suck the whole thing dry till you hear like, you know, destroy like the bottom of a cup, like, you know what I mean? I'm even getting like what's that thing, like a barracuda inside of a pool. They'll just go all around that vessel, you know. They'll like slide through, like water park type of a thing. And I am not gonna do that. And guys, I'm saying this because somebody needs to hear this. You must not do that anymore. Like, come on, gang. And again, I'm reminded, God is dealing with the residue. All of the past energies that we no longer resonate with, that are not meant for this time, this rhyme, this line, because it's sour. And we in our power. We in our power. Like, yo, listen, the boy got to rhyme all the time. Hey, guys, I'm gonna link my music sometime, like at some point. Just check it out, support the boy. But again, it's all coded, man. It's all coded, it's all messages. But okay, so I'm gonna just get off that. Those are the synchronicities. Wow, 35 minutes in, 17, 35, 17, 35, 18. But yeah, let's go. Again, if you're still here, thank you. There's more. Anyways, bugs, guys, bugs. A whole lot of bugs. Ooh, give me a second. I need to. Yo, goodness. Boy, been talking. The chakras chakraing right now, right? Yo, chakra one time. Yes, bugs. Listen, guys, there's been so many bugs. I think it's part of the season, there's also rain and stuff. But bugs, man, insects, like, a giraffe can like walk through the jungle, it's high, it's got this view of everything. I was just getting the hermit again with like the self-reflection, going on its own journey and just, exploring. And it's gonna step on like a dung beetle, it's gonna step on an ant, but like, it's inconsequential to the giraffe, honestly. The giraffe is just giraffing, gang. But like I mentioned, I saw a grasshopper, I saw flies, and I saw lizards. Ooh, Togo's praise, Lord. With the lizards, like I said, that one I saw today. As soon as I saw it, I heard Michael. So Archangel Michael's coming through. And for me to even see it as a lizard, I also thought of a chameleon. So I think divine intervention, the sword of Archangel Michael is just coming through in different ways. And I'm just thinking now about like how a lizard, in a means of like protecting itself, would like let go of its tail. So it's like the past, right? The residue, the tail is behind. Ooh, my boy. Yo, these downloads, bro, they just come through another way. But it's like, yeah, the residue is being dealt with. But in this case, I saw a little lizard, and it was still, like I'm saying, very little, like probably not even more, not bigger than like, my pinky finger. But like, I was trying to get it out because I was trying to close the door, and it didn't panic. If anything, it wanted me to see it. It was like, yo, I'm here, notice me. And it was like two-toned, the tail was a different color, its body was a different color. So again, I think it's the transition. It's showing, like, the year that we just came from, year of the snake, the shedding, all of that. The grasshopper that I noticed, like I was coming out of like, work, like co-working spaces. I was just like leaving a co-working space, and I saw the grasshopper there. And as soon as I approached, it hopped. So, yo, that was a surprise. That was a nice surprise. But again, it wanted me to see it. So again, spirit is very loud right now. I think it's very apt for us to like, clock this. Just like pay attention. Just like look around and, wakker word, man. Open these eyes, like see this thing, and just recognize that it's hopping, it's popping. Brand new whip just hopped in. Guys, these readings are all connecting. But again, this is just a touch base. I think we're just checking in, and the messages will come through as always. I think there's a lot of channeling. So if you're still here again, as always, what up? With the flies, guys, monitoring spirits. Monitoring spirits. I can tell you guys right now, I've left a lot of things behind, people, places, and situations. And I think part of the residue of those situations is those people now like acknowledging my absence, or that they don't get to see me or get my energy anymore. So yeah, I'm just getting something about a lot of monitoring spirits, people wanting to know or inject, like, trying to get our attention, pull at us. You see, I'm just like going at my nose, clocking this thing, we're clocking it. But that's the truth. There are things that are trying to pull at our energy, but I'm reminded, which is something I said like ages ago, and guys, you're gonna see all these other videos that I've like posted about, how I started overcoming my fear of being seen. Because this version of me that's recording this video versus like a version of me from like 3-6 months ago, wow, like the amount of shit that I've done and the growth, I even surprised myself. I looked at one of my videos and I cried, bruh. I was like, dog. Wow, it's been amazing, it's been crazy. But anyway, one of the things that I said in one of those videos was something about like holding the space and knowing that whenever I create space and I hold the space, I shouldn't fear it because of what God's gonna put in it. And I was like, yo, bro, you were predicting this time right now. This era was like foretold, It's like how in like the beginning of Luke in the Bible, where the birth of John the Baptist is foretold, the birth of Jesus is foretold, and I had foretold the impact season. Yeah? Because I was shown like, yo, bro, you're gonna like, what's going on, bro? You're gonna do the absolute most. Okay, maybe there's a number here, 81, 9. I didn't walk that much today. Let me see, how many steps did I do? So far it says 3676. Okay, but I wasn't wearing my watch, also a certain time, so I don't, okay, again, but fuck it. Guys, these numbers, another number, 4114, the mirroring. Guys, did we not speak about that as well, that people are gonna mirror us? And what was I just saying now? Holding the space. When we let go of people, you see, I told you we're gonna jump around. Anyways, when we let things go, right, we can get anxious. We can feel like, something's wrong, something's off, like I need to pour into this, I need to focus on this. But honestly, if you have a choice and you know that your energy is currency and you think like, do I want to spend my time and energy on this, you realize like, actually, nah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm actually gonna hold back. And I've been in between certain things as well, personally. But yeah, I'm gonna get to that. I actually wanna like deal with energy's currency by itself. That's like one thought I feel I want to, be very succinct about. But yeah, we'll get there. But yeah, man, just finishing this thing about the bugs and insects. I think again, they are small creatures, guys. Like compared to what we are, what we've become, what we are evolving into, with the energy that's here, that's being downloaded, integrated, shared, whatever. It's like, you know what? If there is a monitoring spirit, if there's somebody trying to get at me, let me give them a show, bro. Let me give them something to see. But what they will not be getting is my energy. Ooh. The boy got around. But like, I'm still finding it very important to do, this incense is coming at me. Peace, 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 peace. When it smells so good. Of course, the energies are being engaged, all the clairs, all the senses. Importantly is to say, like, we just need to continue with our spiritual practice, whatever we do, to maintain and hold the space, to continue to do that, cleansing our energy and respecting our energy, honoring our energy, honoring ourselves. Very, very high key. Like, it's what needs to happen. It's what needs to happen for sure. I'm even thinking now about like the hamster necklace that I have over here. I mean, of course, evil eye protection, like block all the, whatever the monitoring spirits, evil eye projections, whatever. But a lot of it again goes with our awareness, our stillness, just like I'm saying, cleansing and clearing. So just treating the energy like it's high key, high vibe, very important. Okay, I'm gonna go in this order now. I feel like it's time, like, just to start following in order. So maybe that's also part of the message, that for some time things are just gonna, it's like it's a chaos because the residue is being dealt with. But now, it's time to go. If it happens again, it happens again. But hey, we just run with it, right? So, like I mentioned, before I started this reading, this was the card that was the confirmation that I needed to start sharing this download, because Jade, right? Jade was, or is the card, yes, it is the card. Yes, here it is. But I had a jade crystal on the table, and it was the middle card, and I spoke to how things were jaded, things were like elusive or eluded from us. And even in the card, there was like mist, there was fog. And also in the moon card, I spoke about how, I think it was the first quarter moon card, how there was like an answer or revelation coming through the fog, and we need to like see through that. And this was a confirmation, I think one of the last confirmations that like just let me know like, okay bro, there's definitely something that's happening, and it's about your heart. The green energy here, with this being about crystals as well, definitely got very much heart chakra vibes. And when I saw this dream work, made it to the big leagues, looking at spreadsheets, see the increase. Again, I thought about AKA, but spreadsheet, see the increase, Ace of Pentacles. But then I also started thinking like my dreams, the dreams that I've been having lately, like multiple dreams in a night, seeing a lot of people in the past that I no longer engage with or share my energy with. And it was like me seeing potential timelines, potential outcomes of what could have occurred with those people. And what was interesting was that I was seeing like the possible futures of those timelines, and those timelines were almost like crumbling. It's so crazy. It's coming through in like a crazy way right now, where spirit is like telling me that like I was being shown the crumbling of like certain dreams, hopes, and aspirations that were attached to those people. It's almost like, I don't know if you've seen Loki, and like they are in like what is that, TVA, and then they show like there's a starting point in all the different timelines branching. And now imagine there's like you and a timeline with someone, and on that timeline you're meant to, let's say, like start a business together. But then there's also another timeline where you did that business either by yourself, and then there's like another third timeline where you did it with somebody else, or like another person. So I'm just gonna call this person A, and then in another timeline this person B, and then in another timeline you by yourself. So now, because you've let go of person A, and that timeline actually exists, right? Because it's parallel universes and stuff. Spirit is like showing me dreams of those timelines that are crumbling, because they need to, like, those energies for those timelines are being brought into the new timeline, where I'm either by myself, or I'm with the new person, or I'm in the new place, or I'm in the new environment. I think that it should kind of make sense, right? But it's a matter of saying like the residue again is being dealt with. So all those frequencies, those energies, those intentions that were put into those bonds, connections, those places, spaces, you name it, where we poured our energy, where we put in our currency, that is ultimately being dealt with. And I think for me to say this, I feel that you too, you might just be having some crazy dreams right now. And like I mentioned earlier, I think it's very important that you use this time to journal. Write down your dreams, start looking at the connections between your dreams, because like there's messages being communicated in them, and you'll see like, oh goodness, the synchronicity is coming through in those dreams. And also the warnings, warnings about how if some of those people from the past try to come back in, reminders of why you let them go, and why you're no longer investing your time, your energy into them, because our intuition guided us this far, and we didn't come this far to come this far. Yes. Woo. And you know what, with me even thinking about like how I was mentioning that I've been having a lot of deja vu, it speaks to how a lot of messages, downloads come through, and we just need to kind of be in that moment of silence to kind of like unearth those downloads. Remember, a period of remembering, to say some nights, I agree, like we'll have dreams and we wake up and we don't remember the dream, but we know we dreamt about something. And At first I used to like feel really crappy and be like, oh shit, I don't remember my dream. I know I had like 4 dreams, but I only remembered 2, and then the other 2 I didn't remember, and I would like kind of beat myself up about it. But then now I remember that like those other dreams that I didn't remember were just like in storage in the subconscious, waiting for the time to be brought forward into the conscious. And that time in silence allowed, certain other synchronicities or messages to come through. Because like, for example, using the same thing that I just mentioned, 4 dreams, you remember 2, you write down the 2, you journal the 2, but later on in the day, dream 3 comes to you. A week later, dream 4 comes to you, and mind you, you've had other dreams even in between that, and you're like, oh shit, Konje, God, I knew this. You know what I mean? I knew this. But then it's like, that's the interesting thing about spirit as well, right? They just want us to be like willing participants. They just want us to like work together and stuff. And it's like, we want to surprise you. We're also going to test you. We're also going to put you in positions and places and spaces where you're going to be like, yeah, your intuition needs to intuition, bro. Like, for real, like intuition needs to intuition. You need to like do your thing. You need to cook, because once you change your frequency, the world is like, oh, she's not the same anymore. Well, let's test that. Let's see if that frequency is stable, because now we need to introduce things that are at that level. It's like, you're not gonna make it to grade 3 if you haven't passed grade 2, gang. And you're gonna get tested, not just once, but like multiple terms, multiple exams, multiple tests. It's like, oh, okay, I bet you can move to the next grade. You can move to the next level. So, you know what? Yeah, sometimes it feels like a lot, because it's work, right? Dream, work, spine. Robert Tinessa spine, cooking up. You know what I always say? It is work. And that's how I was saying, like, if people aren't going on that journey within, if people aren't like doing this inner work, like, bruh, why must I give you my time? And that's why the dreams are coming to show us, like, watch this. Check the transformation, bringing light to the world with the power of creation. Ooh, I can't wait till you guys hear that song. Goodness gracious. I'm looking at this card right now, and I'm seeing like a staircase, and I'm thinking about the 3 of Wands, and that's the higher self. The higher self coming through with the downloads. I'm also seeing like triangles coming down, 3 of them actually, and that's of course speaking to like crown. Again, more messages coming in. Behind that, in the background, I see red and green together. So this energy is being grounded, and of course it's like leading with the heart. And wow, like, this part right here in the middle, it looks like, a drop in like the ocean, but it looks like it's an energy reverberating. And I think that's just the light being spread. This is crazy. Like, all these cards have like kanji on them. That's like the Chinese kind of symbolism, or like script writing. So again, it's a sign, how it's written. But I think that's very powerful. Something I'm also getting is like, you see with these lines going down over here, there's a lot of channeling, guys. There's a lot of energy that's happening right now. And like I was mentioning about the red and the green in the background, it's again things that were affecting our heart, that were once grounded. Look at this, like phoenix coming in. The phoenix is coming in with the signs, and then look at that, the signs, right? That's a plus sign. It's adding. The intuition's gotta intuit, bro. Let's take the step. We are taking steps towards our higher self. And again, like I'm saying, 3 of Wands, the ships are coming in. And earlier on I was saying that we are the lighthouses, we shine the light, and that is what's being asked of us right now. I think the dreams are indications of where the light needs to shine. And there I just mentioned how the light is shining, and it's like reverberating, radiating. So yeah, I mean, it actually just does look like a lighthouse. Goodness gracious, wow. Tiger's Eye, personal power in action. Interesting that this card came through as well, because last year the stone or the crystal of last year, the crystal of 2025, was Tiger's Eye. And I was very much late to actually getting this Tiger's Eye bracelet, but I've had like a Tiger's Eye stone before and everything. But of course, I needed the energy close to me. I don't know what the stone of this year is. It's something I'm gonna check in fact. Let's check right now. But I do want to mention that, like, yo guys, if you're trying to get your third eye popping, go get some lapis. That's what's up. Trust me. Like you'll feel it. You will feel it. Goodness, crystal for 2026. Let's see what it says. It's giving me quite a few actually. Okay, let's see. Hey, this AI mode. AI with the braids. Yo, I was thinking of that song. That's the Game and Lil Wayne. Anyways, so here it says, for 2026, a universal year one on new beginnings, leadership, and creation. Key crystals include moonstone for intuition, carnelian. Hey, the boy got the carnelian here. For courage and power. Labradorite. Oh, I actually just took my labradorite off this morning. Well, before I did this reading. Clear quartz. Like every watch has quartz in it. But yeah, there's also so many variations of quartz. But yeah, quartz is for amplification and initiation. Oh, I actually have a quartz like right here on the side. And then gold rutilated quartz for manifestation, supporting bold actions, fresh starts, and personal growth, with specific stones like hematite, Scorpio season protection, and lemon quartz, which is very similar to what I brought here, which is lemonite actually, close, but you know what I mean. Or petrified wood for Aries balance, often offering targeted support. Goodness gracious, yo, that's crazy. 5632, yo, that is lit. You know what, I think, I'm even thinking now, like, guys, check out your astrological chart, find out what your placements are, and when you see a particular sign in a particular quadrant, just go Google what that is. Like, for example, Aries, I'll just use that as an example. Aries in first house, Aries in second house, Scorpio in whatever, Sagittarius in, you know what I mean, Pluto in, yes, you get what I'm saying? Just Google that thing. I think what's very important, which was coming through in the previous reading, was something about like Mercury and Pluto. So just check which houses your Mercury and Pluto are in, because I remember I was saying that limonite had something to do with like the inner child. I think there's something about how our archetypes are going to relate to the Mercury, the Pluto, the South nodes, and the North nodes. Somebody needs to hear that right now. But again, don't get lost in it, but just be aware that you are not just your sun sign. You have your moon, your rising, your descendant, all of that. And it's like your energetic blueprint. I was listening to Light yesterday, and she said something about like how astrology is like the science of spirituality. And now that is coming to mind, I feel like I'm saying, it's like a map, it's like a blueprint of how you can just understand who you are for like your energetic frequency or energy. But then it's a matter of saying that, like, because of all the transients, all the movement that's happening in the world, you are now also affected by these other things that are happening. So it's good to be aware, like, oh, this year is a year number what? It's a year of horse, it's this Capricorn, or the number year, or this week is a full moon, or this planet is transiting another planet, so love is strong right now, or opportunity. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's good to know what's happening around us in the world, but then its impact on you versus its impact on another person is going to be very different. So information is power, but I like to, I remixed it. I actually believe the application of knowledge is power, because you can have knowledge and not do anything. Like, imagine having the whole library in here and you're just like, okay, are you powerful just because you know? Like, do something, bruh. Do something. Like, put it to work. Then we get to see the power. Because I could have the solution to world peace, to world hunger, but if I don't do anything, then how is that power exercised, felt, put into action? So, yeah, that's for somebody. Wow. So let's see. Let's just see what this card is getting me right now. I'm getting something about like a spinning. Okay, there's a whole lot of wind right now. Spinning. I'm getting that whirlwind type of energy right now. I guess there's a lot of spinning. There's a lot of energy in motion. Right? There's still a lot of downloads coming through because we are in the cycle, we are in the phase, the residue is being dealt with. In my mind's eye right now, I'm actually seeing water going down a drain. But what got me into thinking about the spinning is like this top part looks like a top, and it looks like it's all going down as well. And this kind of does look like a circle, but it also looks like it's being like protected. There's like an energetic space that's being protected while this energy is like being drained or being released, while the residue is being dealt with, you are protected. Ooh, what? Listen. Here's another one. Remember we were talking about mountains, and mountains are sturdy, mountains are big, mountains is the foundation, and if the foundation is in the heart and is coming through as this channel, the mountains that didn't need to be there, they are the ones that are being drained so that we are balanced on both sides. So we have the masculine and the feminine, and this one in the middle is the one that's being usurped. And then we're gonna, or like removed, right? Or like drained. And then we're gonna hold that space because it's gonna be filled in by something else. Whoa. 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 That's lit, bro. That's lit. I just saw 1122. But yeah, let's keep going. So last card. So I just pulled 2 cards, and this is the last one. This is actually the card in the background, and it says turquoise, spirit of the earth. Spirit's like, okay, there's one more at the back. Bloodstone. Ooh, bloodstone. This is like mine. Okay, this is the first crystal that I was ever gifted. And it's crazy, the person who gifted me this crystal was somebody that I was in a relationship once before, and I lost the crystal, and that was the time I was trying to find it, and I never found it again. So again, the residue was being dealt with, right? Guess what? They're not here, crystal's not here. Yeah, there was something about that, but we move on. And I just saw 1211, so very similar. It's like from alignment to alignment, because there's an assignment. Okay, spirit saying start here. Bloodstone, purification. All I'm thinking about is, oh, fuck. Yo, here's another person that I used to date that I just thought about. But it's like, when blood and purification, like, when your blood is dirty, your blood can actually make you sick. It's like something called septicemia. And I started thinking to myself, like, yo, man, this is crazy. That we've been going through a process of purification. And, our blood made us sick. I'm getting blood as a sense of like, the things that we've ingested, the things that we've eaten, the things that we've absorbed, places where we've poured our energy into willingly or unwillingly. But then also blood in the sense of like family. I think sometimes we realize that like our own family members aren't even like the right people for us. That I'm thinking about blood, but it's like leading me to the other part of the word, which is stone. And stone, rock, foundation. And I don't know if you know, but my name means foundation. So if I'm thinking bloodstone, the blood foundation, it's like blood on the foundation. Fuck. I'm wearing a red t-shirt today. There's red on the foundation. What? Guys! Woo! Yo, give me a second. I need to spit. Yo, and I paused at 144. But anyway, I'm back. Yo, that just hit me for a second. Like, bloodstone. Woo! But yeah, we were purified. We're taken through the fire, and fortunately, we are not septic. We are not in a place or space where we are planting bad seeds. I'm even looking at how this line here is the foundation and there's 2 dots. And in the previous card, with the tiger's eye, the line has 3 dots. And we're not just saying that, the space is going to be held by the removal of the middle dot. And that's exactly what happened in this card, or that's what we're seeing. Interestingly, look how crazy it is where, with the jade, with the yellow and the red in the background, now it actually now is part of the foundation. So it's interesting how this energy was in the background and now it's finally coming forward because of the purification. I'm even getting blood red, like being taken through the fire, and we know how fire purifies. I think fire also, turns the heat up. Fire cooks. You're cooking up out here. Yo, goodness, guys, hold up. Yo, goodness. Yo, I've been talking a lot today, but again, throat chakra is just throat chakra, And at the back of all of these cars, look at all that blue, gang. Yo, it doesn't look like I have like a whole bunch of money right now. Yo, it's like in those rapper videos and stuff. But anyway, yo, man, the purification. I'm just getting another message now, like how our evolution is not meant for everybody. So because we had to leave certain people in the past, it's because we were going to remain unpurified there. And us leaving those places is so that we can be purified, so that we can be these new versions, embody these new energies, invoke and embrace these new experiences, going overseas, like exactly, new environments, new places, like and see that they were not for us. Because I think we're gonna see that we're gonna see that the unseen was the real seen. Because it's like a stage, it's the scene. Like a movie. Goodness gracious, what? Okay, splitting this. Aquamarine simplification. Yo, man. And there's the blues coming in with the green, so that's just telling me that we need to talk. We need to keep talking, leading from the heart, letting the... Yo, what was that? Okay. Yo, that seemed a bit weird, like the light there for a second. But yeah, there's just something about that. And over here it says simplification, so yeah, just a whole lot of blue and green, throat chakra. And again, I'm just seeing how the heart is like, protecting the heart and what's coming in or through the crown. But yeah, main card that came through here was turquoise, and turquoise is saying spirit of the earth. And earlier on I was saying something about like how we were getting the spirits, we're getting the ghosts. And I also mentioned something about how, the earth energy was being grounded. I mean, here it's sacral colors, but it's like, relax. The earth, of course, the pentacles, and the spirit of the earth. So we are understanding the spirit of abundance, the spirit of our energy, the importance of our energy, and why it is so important to be in our power. So when I see the spirit of the earth, I mean, this card even has the globe in it, the globe above, the globe below, and it looks small at first and it gets big at the bottom. It even looks like a soccer ball. And I'm thinking about how like soccer is like one of the most watched sports, if I think, especially like World Cup time, like, yo, man, it's like a whole spectacle. And that's our energy. Our energy is the whole spectacle. So the moment we see ourselves, the moment we download this information, we realize that, there's a galaxy within us, there's a galaxy outside of us. And again, I'm thinking about the world and the galaxy. We don't see the galaxy, but we see the world. But as big as the world is, as big as we could be looking to others for that validation, that confirmation, we are everything else. We are everything else. We are the unformed, getting that form, matter, mind over matter, things taking shape and form. But yeah, a lot of blue, of course, purple, like a whole bunch of chakra energies coming through with these crystals. Like, yo, I need to these crystal cards. But yes, I need to just spend more time with these. Okay, let's see. Let's like shuffle. Let's split one time. Whoa, look at this. This is crazy. Red jasper, nurturing. Yeah, self-care, time to take care of ourselves. Very much a period to, ground this energy. But yeah, then let's keep doing that. But it's crazy, as I saw all this red, because I'm also in red, like, I was getting something about like the devil card as well. And like how, we need to be aware of like our attachments, our detachments, the things that we are chained to or chained by. And again, if God is dealing with the residue, letting us free, then why pull back? Why chain ourselves again? Because the devil card in the upright would be that awareness, that opportunity to also free yourself or unchain yourself. But then in the reversal, it's like now you're lost in the sauce, It's either you got the sauce or you're lost. So it's like, Gucci told us. So are you Gucci? Not like Gucci isn't the person, but like, are you Gucci? Like, are you good? Like, can you observe? Can you see what might be your addiction? Social media, drinking, drugs, alcohol, the four knuckle shuffle. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people have different addictions. Just observe. Just take time to check yourself and ultimately nurture yourself. Take care of yourself. Don't numb the pain so much. The silence, right? Hear yourself. Give yourself a chance to see what your body, your mind, your spirit is trying to communicate to you, and have the courage to actually do the inner work and like work on that. But yeah, red jasper is also coming through. Like, as much as I was getting the devil, again, I'm getting something about like warnings and signs. But of course, I was saying chakra energy is very strong in these cards. I think the person who created them, I was like in a super balanced state, or like that's the energy that they invoked into this. What's his name? Justin Mokea Asar. But yeah, no, definitely a lot about things happening here. And looks like there's something about Atlanteans as well. And then I'm thinking about the Mentakins in the previous reading. So very much like a primordial goddess type energy. Like, there's something ancient about this. Like, I think there's a lot of, again, science, information, things coming through, more things being unlocked. So spend some time going into that. Okay, Spirit says, let's get back to the downloads. Ooh, it's 11:11. What? Quadruple one. Wow. There was a time where I used to get like so hyped when I saw like synchronicities and stuff. I'd be like, oh wow, guys, it's this time. Oh, but now it's like, oh, Spirit, you here? Thank you. Yes, please. More, please. Let's go. I just saw the Black Panther on my screen. I don't know if there's something important about that, but I think it will radiate or resonate with somebody. Actually, I think it's time for me to do this energies our currency part, right? So something that I wrote here is our energy is currency. We can give people our time or direct/pour energy into them, but do we even know what it's worth? I had to let that sit for a bit, no? Maybe a little bit longer. We are at 113. Thank you. Yo, the channel has been open. But alright, let's go. So I started to think to myself, like, yo, if our energy is currency, it's like money, right? And we do a lot of things with our money. We put it in places like banks. We budget it, we spend it, we accumulate it. But our energy is something that we can't actually quantify, you know, and in some cases we can't even qualify it, like the qualitative aspect, like Chronos and Kairos, like time. How much is your time worth is like asking like how much is your energy worth. Because like, oh, talk about 5 minutes with me might not be the same as like 5 minutes with Jay-Z. And you know, there was that time when people were like asking like, would you take 100,000 or like a meeting with Jay-Z? It's because for different people, they would choose different things. For some people, there's more value in the 100,000 because they've already put time into other things where they just need the financial aspect or investment. Whereas other people maybe are getting to the financial part or already have the financial part, but then just need the wisdom. So, wow, I didn't even think that would come through right now. But I think it's a fitting example to say, if our time and our energy is money and we treat it like currency, then we are now more discerning about how we use it and how we spend it. Because I'm thinking to myself, like, would I spend money on my enemy, on my hater, on someone that spirit is telling me not to help? What's that meme of that guy? It was like, we used to do this all the time. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. I can't justify it. I can't justify it at this point. At a certain point, yeah, I was overextending. I was like that guy. I want everybody to know me. I want everybody to see me. I want everybody to confirm, like, yeah, no, you are a good person. You've got a good heart. But like now that I'm not looking for that anymore, old programming, the past residues being dealt with. Why? Why? And because I'm the light and people see this light, it's like, yo, are you gonna keep pouring into people who just take? And I started to think to myself, like, yo, the value of our energy sometimes is even unknown to us, but it's in the introspection, in that journey within, in that inner work that we do, that we get to realize the impact that our energy has. And once we know that, then it's like, actually, I should be spending more time on myself. I should create a sacred space for myself, or actually make time to recharge because I'm in situations that drain me or that take from me. And sometimes, I mean, you have a choice to be in those situations. Like, let's say you're at work and you work with people that are draining you. So yes, it's your vocation, so to speak, and you have to be there, and you know, you're gonna stick it out until you get another job. But in other situations, you do have a choice and you can choose to remove yourself. You know what I mean? So I do understand that there's a challenge with that, but then on either side, there is something to learn, where if it's a situation that you quote unquote have to be in, it's a matter of saying that there is a lesson in that, and we need to kind of observe the situations that spirit is putting us in so that we can learn what they were trying to teach us, or are trying to teach us about our energy and energetic hygiene, you know, being clean and clear in our energy and how we spend it, such that we can now be removed from those environments and placed in environments where we are seen, where we are elevated, where our energetic budget, hygiene, expenditure is better warranted. On the other side of that, it's like, when you know that your energy is your currency, then like, why, again, example, spend it on your enemy, spend it on past people that you had intentions with that didn't go the way that they were meant to go, because those past timelines are crumbling, those past timelines are being snipped, right? So the thought that we cannot heal in the places that caused our wounds is coming through right now. That sometimes we want to go back to prove to those people, places, or even our younger selves that, yeah, I've grown beyond that. And it's like, I don't have to go to, like, an example, I don't have to go to my ex to prove to her that I've grown. I can grow firstly within myself, and then that is now proved or witnessed, experienced in a new relationship, because even that new person just gets to see the healed version or improved version of me. I don't need to go back and prove it to them like, yeah, I'm this now. I'm not gonna take your shit now. I'm not gonna dim my light now. And because we left them, they were not seeing us already. For me to even like be so focused on the past right now and like even directing towards my left, it's like, if they didn't see us then, who says that they're gonna see us now in our evolved state? And it's beautiful that like some people do see us in the evolution, and some of them won't even approach us. Some of them will watch us from afar, because they are also aware that if they were to like come in or come at us right now, that they were just going to disturb it, or that we are at a place where we're not going to embrace or encourage or entertain their energy or their advances because of the energy that we're in. Some of these people do have good intentions. Some of them want to approach to maybe even reconcile, to apologize, to maybe even want to like turn over a new leaf. But a lot of them, which is coming through right now, is that they are in thought as to how to approach us in these new energies that we are embodying, in these new frequencies. Because if you, let's say, separated from like a friend group, a family, a workplace at this energy, and now you're at this energy, they are forced or will recognize themselves that they have to meet you at this energy. They are not forced, right? But it's a matter of saying that if they do want to engage with you, they understand that there is some a gap of willingness that they need to trek, cover, and meet you at a place where like they can be in like in alignment, a frequency energetic exchange. Like I'm getting this thing of like how, imagine you're intuitive, like you can't come at a high priestess. I'm getting the high priestess card right now in my mind's eye. You can't come at a high priestess with like some chump change, bro. Like, oh, look at this. There's a fly over here. Was that a mosquito? Okay, whatever you are. Because it's the light, they're attracted to the light. We don't blame them. And I've got the windows open and stuff, so it's what it is. But imagine like stepping to someone with like some low ass energy, bruh. Like I'll use school as an example. You are in matric, and you're in grade 12, and like a grade 5 wants to step to you. Like they know what you know. Like what? Granted, I see you. You're a human being. We are both in school. Like we're in the school of life. We're both learning. We see each other. But like the way my mind is at, the experiences that I'm having, it's gonna take you a bit of time to get to where I'm at. But we give grace. We acknowledge that everybody is on their own timing. So at a certain point, like if you think about like when people leave school, that person who was once in grade 12 and that person who once was in grade 5 end up like working in the same company, and they're in different roles and whatever, but they end up like being on the same project. And then at that point they start to share perspectives. At that point they start to share like intuitive hits or guidance, or spirit has orchestrated this meeting, this exchange for them to benefit off of each other. And at that point it's not a matter of them being in like an actual school with grades and stuff, but now it's like the school of life. And at that point it's like, it's not about your age or what you learn at certain points, but what you've learned throughout life that we can learn from each other. So I think with me even mentioning this, I'm saying this to say that like we are not closed off from all connections, right? Friends, families, past, whatever, enemies, you name it, business partners, collaborators. We're not closed off from that, but it's a matter of saying that if it is meant for our path, if it is meant to meet us at a certain point in our evolution and our expansion, it will meet us at the right place, because it's time for that exchange to take place or occur, or like they've grown, you've grown, or the lessons, spirit will just cook up something that will make it possible. There I was thinking that I'm gonna like speak about energy very structured and succinctly, and then I just went on that whole detour. It's crazy when I channel. It's like, yo, it just goes, bro. Yo, dude, like, what's going on? Oh, wait, I've been sitting for a minute. Okay, let me get my leg up for a bit. The value of our energy, the effect that our energy has on others. You know, sometimes I started to think about it like our energy is like dopamine to people. Our energy is also scary or intimidating to some. So, you know, when I think about my experience, I've noticed both, where, you know, some people see my light and it blinds them, like, ooh, like, you're shining too bright, bro, like, get away from me. Other people see the light and want to dim the light, and other people see the light and want to come closer and are curious, want to learn, right? And that discernment with how we use our energy, apply our energy, is getting us to a point of like understanding, like, okay, is this engagement transactional? Is this person just curious? Is this person actually wanting to invest in me so we can grow? Or are they just, you know, wanting to see, wanting to observe and tell other people what they've observed or seen or experienced about you? So yeah, I think that energetic hygiene is coming through again, where once you notice that certain people are just there to, you know, just drain off your energy, just be close to the light and have an opportunity to be like, yeah, no, I was there, I was next to him, I got to experience it, I was next to her, she hugged me, like, yo, bro, yo, girl, just check yourself one time, like, it's your currency, you know, are you really gonna spend it like that? And, you know, I started thinking about like an energetic budget. And if our energy is currency and it's like money, right? Then that means I choose where I spend it, who I spend it with or on, and it's allocated according or in a manner that's going to lift my spirit. Yo, that download was like really dope. I think that's so fitting. That's so fitting to this message, you know. And something that I wrote down here as well is like, if it does not fit into these categories, there's an adjustment taking place, and I need to refine my budget, the energetic budget, and see where I can save energy for myself and the things that I actually want to use it for. You know, when I wrote that down, and I'm remembering now, it's what I was speaking to earlier about, like how, you know, sometimes you're in a workplace and you have a boss that you don't like. Granted, you started working there because you wanted a new opportunity, but then you don't know the teams that you're going to work with or the people that you're going to be assigned to work with. And those people are going to teach you about how to protect yourself and your energy, to discern and stuff. But like in the case of, like, let's say friends and family, you can choose, am I going to this event? Am I gonna spend time with you on this weekend? Are we gonna go there? Are we not gonna go there? So while both are situations or both examples that we have a choice to be in, I'm painting the picture of saying that some things we stick out, while others we can just actually spend more time in introspection to decide if we want to participate or not. So, you know, using the work example, I will say that that's where that energy refinement needs to take place, because once we learn those lessons, then spirit can be like, oh, okay, you've actually like outgrown your shell in this place, so you're gonna leave this place. And I'm even thinking about outgrowing the shell and like the water message that was coming through way earlier about like a mermaid. And what I'm getting right now in my mind's eye, it's like there are those snails. They use these snails for pigments. I forgot what it's called, but like they make purple pigments out of these snails. And I think even all snails actually is an example. Like once they outgrow their shell, is it clams or something? they actually like leave their shells behind. So we will remain in those spaces until we outgrow them, until we see our energy and our energy evolves beyond those spaces. Yo, wow, I didn't think it was gonna come through like that. But as always, we trust, right? So, yeah, guys, our energetic budget now, and God, angels, guardians, universe, source is clearing the residue. So yeah, I think we spent a lot of time talking. I shared a lot. Yeah, I think it's a good place to leave this. Let me just go through what I wrote here. Before I started, I saw the number 428. I think that might be relevant. And yeah, that looks like that's the download, man. As always, thank you guys. Thank you. I felt like I was rambling at certain points, but I trust, I dropped some sauce. There's some gems in here. Thank you for checking in with me for the little bit of a reading, a lot of bits of channeling. But thank you also for supporting my channel. If you're still here, drop. I was about to say drive a like. What? Drop a like. Comment, subscribe. Let's continue building the tribe. Oh, that rhymed. But it's the boy, it's the girl coming through. Yeah, let's integrate. Let's embrace our light, our dark, the love, the hate. Let's disintegrate. Let's integrate. Let's construct. Let's deconstruct. It's alchemy. It's all dichotomies. We're moving. We're grooving. We're smoothing. So let it be great. I send all the goodies your way. Just like get some loving, healing energy right there. The boy does Reiki, so just get some juice one time. Just get some juice one time. And yeah, have a beautiful day. Stick to your mountain. Check your foundation, and of course the 3 aspects beyond roots holistic. Where's your mind? Where's your body? Where's your spirit? Just check it in, man. Do a check-in, and yeah, just have a beautiful day. Thank you so much, and peace. Yeah. Ooh, 1 3 1 3 1. Like, whoa. Alright, peace, gang.